So for today, for this, at least the next half an hour, what we're going to discuss is New York Designs, what's our agenda for hosting this hardware startup pitch competition, a little bit more about our space, and some of the programs that we run at New York Designs. We're going to review the 2021 Hardware Startup Pitch Competition program, just overall. And this is also an opportunity to get any questions answered. We're going to explain the eligibility and pitch criteria, meaning how the pitches are going to be judged. And we're going to identify key information in the application form. We're going to review this application form together. And we're going to detail some of the top 3 prizes that will be awarded and list some bullet points coming about the upcoming summer 2021 hardware accelerator. And last but not least, we're just going to review some highlights from our 2019 Hardware Startup Pitch Competition. As you can believe, 2020 was quite the year for so many individuals. However, we did not have a 2020 Startup Pitch Competition, but we're coming strong back in 2021. So let's watch this video on key information about New York Designs.
Residents, when they come to New York Designs, they get to partake in a lot of our programming. So we do offer, one of our biggest programs is our Stratus in Residence program. And that's where hardware designers and engineers and marketers can learn how to build their startup into the next phase.
Hi, my name is Jonathan Bobrow. I'm CEO and founder of Move38. We're a design and game company. We're getting ready to release the world's first board game that can think for itself. They're called Blinks, and each Blink knows a different game and can teach every other Blink how to play that game. Found out about NYDesigns a year ago, and it sounded like a perfect fit. It was design, tech, hardware, and I was surrounded by startups and given a real amount of space to work in. A year ago, when I found out about NYDesigns, one of the things I was most excited about was that I was on top of LaGuardia Community College. I think it's a really special opportunity to feel connected with the space you're in. I think it's very easy to just be so insulated in a very connected city, and NYDesigns has provided a really good link to my direct community.
Hi, I'm Leslie Duvall.
And I'm Sam Duvall.
And our company is called Street Lab, and we create programs for public space here in New York City.
A big part of our work is actually not just taking this existing stuff on the street, but designing new things and making them here in New York.
So as a resident of New York Designs, one of the things that we've been able to take advantage of is these monthly meetings that are possible with some strategists and people who can offer advice about business development.
My name is Nobuhiro Seki. I'm a co-founder and CEO of Foundry. So Foundry is a company who creates the community for hardware startups. And we provide not only just investment, but also services, consultation, advising, and other things. And we connect hardware startups here in New York City to resources in Japan, especially from Kyoto. Through all the activities we have done in New York City, many people from Japan are so interested in connecting to local people in New York City. We can have a very collaborative environment between the US and Japan to create a 21st century startups in hardware space.
All right. Okay, so let's move on to the next slide. All right. Okay. Oop, how do we bring this back to, let's just bring that back. Okay. So sorry about that. Sometimes get lost on the Zoom technology. Okay, so you learned just a little bit about New York Design. So as you have learned, we are an incubator space that specifically deals with hardware and design, technology startups, and of course, information software, as a lot of hardware interfaces with information software. But in our incubator, what we primarily provide is hardware's hard and it's very expensive. Don't pay a lot in your operational cost for space. And as a very young startup, especially in the hardware and design space, it's too costly to go get the type of space that you need to build, assemble, and distribute your own products. So at New York Designs in our incubator, we provide 20 to 30% discounted rates off market-based commercial rents in our space, in our incubator, to hardware and design startups that are in need, that have a small team. We have teams of 1 person, 2 people teams, or teams that go as high as 12. We have studios that range from $450 a month all the way to $2,999 a month. And it's only a 6-month commitment. So after 6 months, you've gotten what you needed, you can move on from New York Designs. However, that discounted rate is in effect for 3 years, very critical years of being a hardware and design startup. So all what we call in our space residents, all of the hardware, consumer-based products, manufacturing-based products, and some of the information tech companies in our incubator get these 3-year discounted rates for either a private studio or for a co-working desk. We also, anyone who's a resident in our program is eligible to receive access to a network of mentors and advisors, not only through New York Designs, but because we are part of LaGuardia Community College's Business Services Division, you get access to the Small Business Development Center, the Small Business Training Resource Center, and also the Procurement Technical Assistance Center, also known as PTAC. And if you're eligible, you can apply for the Goldman Sachs 10,000 Small Businesses Program. So being a part of New York Designs comes with a plethora of benefits to help you get your hardware startup or design startup off the ground. Pre-COVID, we did have a 5,000 square foot fabrication lab. That was for inventors and creators in the design community. However, due to COVID, we had to shut down the operations for now, and we hope one day to reopen the Fab Lab. However, we also are a prototyping space for the design, the tinkerer, the inventor, the engineer community, or the hobbyist that has ideas and wants to prototype them or create actual small batch productions, or sometimes even large batch productions of their work and sell it. So we are truly an incubator and a makerspace for those who create manufacturable products, design products, engineered products, things that need space to build, assemble, and distribute. That's what we do at New York Designs and what we have done at the New York Designs Fab Lab in the past. Let's all pray that the New York Designs Fab Lab can reopen once again. All right, so let's continue. So if you want to learn more about our programs, follow us on Instagram at New York Designs, or at Twitter, also at New York Designs, and you can also find us on Facebook. You'll find our contact information plastered everywhere in this presentation, but you can always go to our website at www.nydesigns.org to find out more information on exactly what it is that we do. And you can call us at 718-663-8400 to learn more. And if you can't reach us, especially if it's over the weekend, you can email us at info@nydesigns.org. So that's who we are at New York Designs. We incubate hardware, design, information technology, and any type of creator or inventor that needs the help through affordable workspace, through mentorship, and through access into a whole bunch of other resources offered through the LaGuardia Business Services community, and access to investors as well. We run not only this pitch competition, but we have a hardware accelerator program, which you will learn about a little bit later. And occasionally we run workshops and events for the larger New York City hardware ecosystem and design community. So this is just one program of many things that we do at New York Designs. But always follow us on our website or follow us on any of our social accounts to learn what we're up to and how you can get into any programs that we have upcoming. But remember, we also have space. So if you're not interested in the pitch competition, or you might not be interested in the accelerator, which you'll hear about just in a little bit, a few minutes, you can look into maybe acquiring some leased space at New York Designs for your needs. All you got to do is go to www.nydesigns.org and you can schedule a tour to view the New York Designs 30,000 square foot incubator based off your budget and your needs. So I hope to see you either way. So let's review this startup pitch competition. So why are we doing this pitch competition? We created this competition in a sense because we wanted to meet entrepreneurs who are creating manufacturable products and are having a hard time getting the resources that they need to get off the ground. And resources can mean not just space, but access into individuals who have launched their own hardware startups and have war stories, investors who occasionally invest in consumer products or some type of manufacturable product or information technology product or a heavily nicely designed product. So being able to connect with the right investors. And then also distribution, supply chain, sales, business development, go-to-marketing strategies, press releases and media relations, and also how to build a pitch, how to fundraise, and how to manage a team of engineers, designers, packers, shippers, understanding delivery. There's so many resources that go into being a hardware startup. And we want to create this competition as a way for those committed startups to be able to get those resources at New York Designs. Hardware is hard to produce, fund, distribute, and sustain. As you probably know, there are so many products that have come across crowdfunding sites like Indiegogo or Kickstarter that were a manufacturer-based consumer product or a business-to-business product, but failed for so many reasons, because it is hard to manufacture and produce and assemble and distribute. But we are a resource to help that community. So this competition is for very early stage entrepreneurs who need access to these investors, mentors, and these resources to get their manufacturable products off the ground. That's our expertise. We understand manufacturable products. However, as I've always said, we also do cater to information technology startups because a lot of our resident portfolio companies have hardware and software integration. But if that is not exactly what you do, please still apply. We encourage all applications. This competition is to prepare startups for solving problems and getting their product that has been at least product solution tested out in the market or prototyped, gotten some feedback. We want to help you get to that next level, whatever that level is, what you tell us what that level is, and if we can provide those resources for you. So all winners receive hands-on help from our network of advisors, but the top winners receive some really juicy prizes. So let's get on. So the applications opened on Wednesday, January 20th, and they are going to close on February 24th, 2021 at 11:59 p.m. Eastern Time. So anyone that is interested in applying for this pitch competition can go to www.nydesigns.org/pitch. And please note that all interviews will occur on a rolling basis until March 3rd, 2021, as the competition is itself on Friday, March 19th, 2021, from 12 o'clock p.m. to 2:30 p.m. Eastern Time on Zoom. It will be a virtual startup pitch competition. This pitch competition will not take place in person this year. So for eligibility, what we're looking for are manufacturing-based startups. If it's a design-based startup, a consumer tech, a health tech, sports tech, something with IoT, Internet of Things, sensors or drones, or some type of interesting or intricate functional, practical, novel consumer product that you are designing and trying to put out there to your dedicated and committed customer base, those are the types of companies that we're looking for. We're also very flexible, but we welcome all to apply. There's an interview process so we can discuss more about your particular needs and your particular startup. But these are the types of startups that we're looking for this pitch competition. They're manufacturing-based startups. We're looking for a team, at least a co-founding team of 2 people. We know that when teams collaborate, they do well. It takes a village to succeed. So we would like for all of our participants to have at least 1 other co-founder. If you have more than 2 co-founders, that is perfect. But we're really just looking for at least 2 co-founders. We are looking for startups that have not raised more than $1 million in venture funding or other capital. It's not that we can't help you, but this is for very early stage entrepreneurs who are looking to get to that $1 million raise in the very near future. And they don't have the resources, the capacity just yet, but they're coming to our competition and then hopefully coming into one of our other programs to do just that. But if you are at that mark, again, we welcome all applications. We just want to make sure that we align with your needs and your expectations as well. We ask that you be no more than 5 years old in that early startup phase. And as a hardware product, we know sometimes it takes a few years to get up and running. So if your company has been existed for less than 5 years, we welcome your application. We would like to see US incorporated companies, or at least seeking one. We are New York Designs and we care a great deal about workforce development. So we want to make sure that if you're seeking to build a company in New York or New York City, that you have the capacity to do so. And that way we can shepherd other resources to you as an incorporated company. However, again, please still apply if you have not incorporated just yet. We still would like to see your application. Don't count yourself out just yet. And then also, if you're in the prototyping stage, meaning you have a prototype or at least designed sketch, some kind of mechanism, at least, of how your product is going to work, we would like to see that. You don't have to show us your secret sauce. You don't have to tell us your secret sauce, especially if you're going to file for a US a patent. Please don't do that. However, we want to know that you are past the idea stage. You have not only thought this through, you have done some type of early work with customer discovery and getting your product out there in the market for early testing to understand if you have problem, solution, fit. And that basically means that you have identified a customer base that has an identified problem and that your potential solution can solve their problem, but they are testing to understand if it can solve their problem, or you're figuring out other ways to test if that solution is actually going to solve their problem. And you started to gain some traction and some feedback for you to understand what's your first, at least small batch production is going to be. Because especially if you're the top prize winner, if you get to the accelerator, we want you to be able to leave that accelerator with a product in hand, or at least a product about to come into market at some point after the program. Not after the competition, but it's the after competition phase that we want to make sure that you are building a scalable and sustainable company. We talked about scalability and sustainability a lot. And that you actually need help. You're not just doing it because you have nothing else to do. If you're doing it because you actually need something. So do you need our help? So we want to understand that if you're going to apply, that you are going to participate in some of the things that we'll talk about in the next slide. And we hope that you have a diverse team composition of skill, background, ambition. Everyone brings something different to a team. So we want to make sure that you have diverse skill sets on your team. As we mentioned, at least a co-founding team of 2 people. And all types of inclusive teams are being reviewed. We are very on board with highly encourage all applications from all. Please, any type of entrepreneur who is in the design manufacturing space, please apply. And you fit the other criteria. So our selection criteria for actually getting into the pitch competition, now this is only for 8 teams. Only 8 teams will be in the pitch competition. In our 2019 version, we had 6 teams, but 6 to 8 teams will be, but we prefer 8 teams to be in this pitch competition. So we're looking for that strong co-founding team of at least 2 people that work well and that we can identify that in the interview or video. You have some type of product demonstration, as we discussed on the previous slide, something to showcase. And that's something that you know that needs improvement, and you're welcome to that feedback. You're seeking product solution fit, as we discussed. You're trying to understand what is the first version of what you're going to build that you're going to put out in the market and sell. So we want to understand that you're past the idea stage. You're in the stage where you're actually actively talking to your customers and understanding their needs so you can prototype the best first solution to fit the greater majority at this moment anyway. So understanding what are your top value propositions that you're prototyping right now. What are you trying to learn? So that's what we're trying to see from product solution fit. And then also, if you intend to raise money sometime in the 3 to 9 months after the competition, because one of the things about the competition is getting you ready to pitch to investors into potential customers and partners and collaborators. So we want to make sure that if you're going out there and raising money, that this pitch competition can help you hone your skills to be able to do that. The ability to engage in a mandatory pitch clinic the week of March 8th, 2021. The person who will be running that pitch clinic will be announced shortly. The ability to engage in a prototyping review clinic the week of March 15th. That's just a few days before the actual pitch competition, which is on Friday, March 19th, 2021 from 12 o'clock p.m. to 2:30 p.m. And if you're selected as the first prize winner, can you participate in the summer 2021 accelerator program? It will be running Friday, May 20th, 21 to August 20th, 2021. And it is intended to be a hybrid model of in-person and virtual, but this is all compliant. Well, our space is COVID-19 compliant, but this also depends on what the environment will be like in May 2020 and if meeting in person makes sense. And so we will have to, make changes to our program if said thing has happened. However, we intend for this model to be a hybrid model of in-person and virtual, starting Friday, May 20th, 21. So what can you win? You want to know what you can win as a prize. So one of the first prizes is entry into the summer 2021 New York Designs Hardware Startup Accelerator cohort. You and one other individual will be accepted into the program automatically. So you would have the first spot of 8 in our accelerator program. And that is a value of $1,000. That's $500 per person. The second prize winner will win a Microsoft Surface, something that they can use to prototype on the go, take notes, connect to the internet, and do whatever they need to do for their work. It's a $399 value. And the third prize winner will receive Facebook credits for marketing, and that's a $100 value. So I want to highly point out, and please note that New York Designs does not and will not be providing monetary grants, investments, loans, or any other capital investment to early stage startups. We are not a funder. We do not have funding to provide teams in our pitch competition or our hardware accelerator. We are a different model where we are offering resources. So the resources are entry into the hardware startup accelerator, a Microsoft Surface, something to help with on-the-go needs, prototyping, design, showcasing your product, your demos. You can use it for whatever business-related purposes you want, but that's for you to use for your business if you are the second prize winner. And the third prize winner will get Facebook marketing credits. If they're running let's say a crowdfunding campaign and they want to run a few Facebook ads, they will have a $100 credit to do so. So no monetary exchanges will happen with any of the first, second, or third prizes. These are all values. And if you have more questions, please, my name is Desiree Freison again. Please email me at info@nydesigns.org for any questions that you have. So, but all winners, despite, there's 8 intended startups that will be participating, and 3 winners will walk away with valued prizes. But everyone walks away a winner because they can still receive an unlimited number of invites to participate in office hours hosted at New York Designs that are not part of the accelerator, but that are part of the incubator. So they will be able to meet with investors and mentors, just like New York Designs residents as well. All participants, minus the first prize winner, because they're already getting free space for 3 months, will receive a 15% discount per person, up to 4 individuals to participate in the New York Designs Hardware Accelerator program. So that's 15% off of the $500 cost. The Startup Accelerator is $500 per person. So they will get, each person will receive 15% off, 15, off their participation in the program. And that covers the entire program. All participants in the New York Designs Hardware Starter Pitch Competition also receive a 50% off discount off a dedicated co-working desk in our space, but it has to be 6 consecutive months. All participants in the New York Designs Hardware Starter Pitch Competition receive 10% off of a private studio at New York Designs for 6 consecutive months as well. So that means if you did not get into the accelerator program and win any of the prizes, but you're still interested in becoming part of the New York Designs incubator and receiving that discounted space, you get a little bit even more of a discount for the first 6 months that are consecutive of your time at New York Designs. And that's either for a co-working desk at 15% off or for a private studio at 10% off. And these must commence by December 1st, 2021 for the discounts off the co-working desk or the private studio, whichever you choose. So what's the agenda for the, or the order of the event? So it starts at 12:00 p.m. Eastern time on Zoom. And we're gonna wait the first 10 minutes to get people time to check in and get in onto the Zoom. From 12:10 to 12:25, we'll do some kickoffs, we'll do intros, and we'll watch a video. So between 12:25 p.m. and 2:10 p.m., we are going to have 8 teams pitch. And then, oh, there's a little typo here, so we'll fix that. But between 1:48 and 2:10, we'll have a New York Designs resident showcase where 2 of our current New York Designs residents will showcase what they do. And at 2:10, we will announce the winners and we will start wrapping up towards 2:30 p.m. So the order of who pitches first, that will be determined as time gets closer. The judges are still to be announced, but the 2 first confirmed judges are Dan Romodowski. He's a director of the Centropolis Accelerator, and he is a hardware ecosystem guru and expert. So we're very pleased to have him. And Jonathan Bobrow, he's the founder of Move 38 and a resident at New York Designs. And he is an extraordinary designer and engineer and will be joining us on our judging panel. And then we have a 3rd individual who's an ecosystem builder as well. And we'll also have a 4th individual who is an investor in consumer or manufacturer-based products. So what the judges are looking for are like product solution, problem solution fit, as we talked about. So your prototype product is based off customer testing, feedback, customer discovery, etc. Whatever you've done thus far. Do you have a sustainable business model? Can you detail your customers and what they value and why they need their problem solved? How bad do they need your problem solved with your product? Are you going to be able to generate revenue off your customers? And what are the key resources you need right now to produce your top 3 value propositions for your customers and for your product, and just for understanding what you need in your startup right now? And do you understand your market size? And by understanding your market size, do you also understand the go-to-market strategy? What are the key drivers needed to launch your product into the market? And what are those phased approaches? What is your fundraising strategy? Do you have a realistic and time-based strategy that focuses on reaching and achieving certain goals? And your prototype, being able to demonstrate your prototype, but also having a clear understanding of what does your prototype need? So during the interview process, we can discuss some of those things a little bit more. But as we already mentioned, we would love to see startups are already at the prototyping phase. This makes this pitch competition a little bit easier for you. However, we welcome all. So one of the things that the first prize winner gets is entry into the 2021 New York Designs Hardware Accelerator, which starts Friday, May 20th. But anyone that was in the pitch competition is eligible to also apply for the accelerator program. And this program kicks off on the Friday, May 20th and runs through Friday, August 20th, which is also just about 13 weeks, 12, 13 weeks into the program. So anyone who's in the accelerator program, remember the cost is $500 per person. It's a minimum of 2 co-founders and a maximum of 4 for space reasons. And for the entire program, this is not a monthly cost. It's a one-time $500 per person cost. So if you don't get the top prize and you are anywhere from the 2nd, 3rd, 4th prize, 5th, 7th, the 8th participant, you can still apply for the hardware accelerator and you can receive that discount per person into the program. So as we mentioned, the discounts, as you see here, the discounts per person are 15%. So if you're not the first top prize winner, you could still apply to the accelerator. And if you were in this competition and succeeded and finished it, you will get that 15% discount per person, up to 4 individuals, again, as mentioned, for space reasons. All participants will be engaged in virtual in-person workshops or weekly mentor investor office hours. Some weeks might be heavy on workshops, some weeks might be heavier on office hours. However, programming days are Tuesdays and Thursdays in the morning. You're a startup, you got work to do. So we can't hold you all day long, but guess what? Even though we can't hold you all day long, you'll have a space. You'll still have access to a shared co-working studio for 2 co-founders at 2910 Thompson Avenue in Long Island City. We're a program of LaGuardia Community College, so we sit inside the 7th floor of the C building, and we have a studio for this program that is shared amongst all 8 startups. However, because of we are COVID-19 compliant, we might have to do some separation of teams as well. But this all depends on the environment in May through August 2020 and what we can do in our space. So I want to continue to give the caveat that we are COVID-19 compliant, and because we are still in a pandemic, all of what we want to do in person is still a question mark a bit, and we will make the modifications as needed. However, you still have the space. You will still have space at New York Designs because you're paying for it. You're paying for the program, you're paying for the space, you're paying to use the resources to get you to the next level. You have access to 3D printers to prototype, and this is all pending on space availability due to COVID-19. You have access to freight elevators and loading dock. So if you are building, assembling, and shipping your prototype as you're in, or getting out actually small batch products in this accelerator program, you have the infrastructure to do so. And you have all that available to you between May 20th, 2021 and August 2021. And every individual that completes our accelerator program will still receive a 10% discount off of a private studio if that's what they wish to receive at the end of the program for 6 months, or if they want to take a co-working space, they get the 15% off. And as a reminder, this is a paid program and it's $500 per person. As I mentioned earlier, we are not a funder and we do not provide funding in our hardware accelerator program. However, this is the next step after the pitch competition, whether you get the automatic top prize or whether you're interested because you participated in the competition, or whether you're not going to participate in the competition, but you want to participate in the accelerator. These are things that you will be receiving, but we are going to have more information sessions on the accelerator in the future. So please stay tuned for that in quite a few weeks. So if you're interested, you can apply at nydesigns.org/pitch, or you can email info@nydesigns.org to speak to me, Desiree Freisen, if you have any questions. And again, the deadline is Wednesday, February 24th, 2021 at 11:59 p.m. Eastern time. So we're going to just review this pitch form real quick. But if I clicked on our pitch page and you'll see more information, some of what we discussed. This video will be up here. There will be other upcoming events that you can be part of. So there are a lot of opportunities to find out more about the pitch competition. All you gotta do is go to nydesigns.org/pitch. So when we hit apply, you're going to come to an Airtable form. And in this Airtable form, let's close some tabs because I get confused easily. And you will have more information about when the application is opened and when they close, what the prizes are again. And the interviews are going to happen on a rolling basis, but all interviews will be complete by March 3rd, which I believe is on a Wednesday. We will have to double check that shortly. But you'll be contacted 48 to 72 hours after I receive your application. So we need your startup name, that's required, your company website, a URL. It could be an angel list, it could be a fsuccess.com link. We just want to know more about your product, your team, and what you've accomplished thus far. So we want to be able to go to a website on our own to click and click around and learn more. We're going to ask for 2 founders information, but the first founder's up first name, last name, email address, phone number. I pick up the phone. I'm an elder millennial, so I pick up the phone. I want to know your bio, and then we get into the product description. Let us know what it is about your product that is so phenomenal, so outstanding. What problem are you solving? Talk about the problem that you're solving in the product description. What type of business? Are you B2B, business to business, B2C, business to consumer, D2C, direct to consumer, D2G, direct to government, or C2C, consumer to consumer, marketplaces like retail, Facebook marketplaces and stuff. But interesting, maybe consumer to consumer. What are your top 3 value propositions? So you should know what value propositions are if you're at the prototyping stage. What makes your product, what are the benefits? How are you solving the problem? What are the pain? What's your pain reliever? Tell me your value propositions. What pain are you relieving for your customer? Tell me your top 3 value propositions. How many members are on your team? Why are you the team to solve this? I want to know what makes you the best team to solve this problem? Why you guys or ladies? Have you raised more than 1 million in venture funding before? Yes or no? Very simple question. Are you currently fundraising? Yes or no? Very simple question. What are you seeking to raise in the next 6 months? 5,000 to 25,000, something modest, or all the way up to over $500,000, or maybe not at this time. Then we're going to get into the second founder information, first name, last name, email of that second person. And then we would need an uploaded pitch deck. So your latest pitch deck, you will have time to work on it during the pitch clinic the week and a half before the pitch competition if you're accepted. And optional, if you have a 30-second pitch video, we would like to review and receive that if you have it, but that is optional. I'm on a Zoom. I'll be right out. Thank you. Sorry, guys. So if you've participated in the accelerated, have you ever participated in an accelerated program before? Those are some of the things that we want to know that you've done. So if you participated in the accelerator before, we want to know, great. And we can talk about that during the interview, which ones. Are you seeking to complete a hardware or design accelerator program in 2021? Yes or no, very simple. And then that's it. And then I receive it and I review it. So if you have any questions, you can always contact me at info@nydesigns.org. And sorry about that. When you work from home, you get knocks on the door. All right. So we're going to review our 2019 competition. So who won? It was Hi Ivy. Rachel Bartholomew. She is an entrepreneur out of Canada, and she created a sexual rehabilitation device for aging women or those with pelvic health diseases and cancers. Our second prize winner was InCare, and the team, Michael and Pamela, are creating products for people with neurological differences and a wearable to help them self-regulate in the moments of distress or discomfort. And our third prize winner was Brad Wordman from Reef Buddy, who is building an automation system for reef aquarium lovers. And we had other participants like Movin, who was creating a dissolvable organic mineral for the cars, for no shoveling, no cleanup, for snow cleanup afterwards. Lula Tech was designing and creating a revolutionary wearable breast pump that's nice to mothers. And if you're a mother, you might be able to understand that. And that pitch competition was judged by Tristan Bell, Connor Cochran, who was the project manager at the New York City Economic Development Corporation, and Greg Spiel, who was a director over at Second Muse. So if you're interested, thank you so much. You can apply at nydesigns.org/pitch. You can also email me at info@nydesigns.org. The deadline to apply is Wednesday, February 24, 2021 at 11:59 p.m. Eastern Time. So you have some time, but get your applications in early, as interviews will happen on a rolling basis. So with that, I want to thank you all for joining me for this information session on the 2021 New York Designs Hardware Startup Pitch Competition that will be held on Friday, March 19, 2021 at 12:00 p.m. Eastern Time on Zoom. I look forward to your applications or just to learning more about your company and what your needs are, whether it's this pitch competition or whatever else we can help you with. So with that, happy applying, and I hope to read your application. Thank you so much.